Alright, it is February the 8th, 9:15 a.m. pre-market. A few stocks on the watch list. Two of these, might be three of them, but I think, yeah, two of these are definitely Bitcoin plays. PHUN, I don't really like the long-term chart because it's a bit in a range, and 316 could definitely be resistance. NXTD, I remembered it around here. It had another run up later on. It actually managed to hold it, which was kind of rare for a stock like this. But hey, that's pretty good. Just nothing that I want to really trade right now. Just not the best long-term chart. CHRM is a first-day stock, but this one went through a massive sell-off. I might take off this stock as well. And a lot of these Bitcoin stocks are up. They're running because I guess I'll show you right here in the chart. I don't really. I mean, I've I never had that much money, but I had some Bitcoin back when it was 3,000, and I remember back in like 2016, Bitcoin. I remember seeing it in the chart was like 256, but it was like downtrending, and I looked at it like right before it started to uptrend. But even if I had any money, I don't think I would have put any in Bitcoin because I just didn't have much. But I do very little, very small with a very small account, just very speculative, trading with Bitcoin. If you believe in the fundamentals, it's actually kind of stupid to try day trading. The idea is to just buy and hold, I guess. But what I saw right here was a head and shoulders, and in theory, it was going to be a head and shoulders because we have the shoulder head, and then the shoulder forming, putting up lower highs, but this big move right here was Tesla actually buying 1 point something billion dollars worth of Bitcoin, and now they're accepting Bitcoin for Tesla purchases. So that's kind of like what led to this price action right here. It's pretty impressive, and that means Bitcoin stocks are definitely going to be up. How much? I don't know if it's going to be just a spike in a downtrend. In that case, it's an uptrending head and shoulders, made a new high. That would turn this into a buy at some point, but it could also just lead to a continued price momentum towards the upside. So right now, just not really clear. Maybe I'll get in some nice trades. I don't know, but I just don't like the long-term chart on these. But if the news is really that significant, it's going to move past it. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Probably going to go in the chat and see if I can find some other stocks. Find some other stocks as well. Okay, it's 9:35 a.m. Really just wanted to not be thinking too much about my first trade on Interactive Brokers. So I decided to try buying right here in the 154s. I think not even too worried about the pattern or setup, even though it did take a nice dip towards the round number of 150. It seems to be working, but really it was just to get in the trade and to stop thinking so much about my first trade with Interactive Brokers. But it seems like because I don't have data on the platform, because I tried already with the speed keys. Speed keys work great, but the issue is that if there's no data, it actually just isn't going to do anything because it doesn't know what price it is. As you can tell, it has zero clue what the price is because there's just no data. Even though on the website, if I were to try buying on the website, it would know what the latest price is. That's not going to be the case here on the platform. So what I'm going to do now, which isn't too bad considering the way these stocks are trading, is I'm going to be on Interactive Brokers. I'm going to buy data. I think it's like, I don't know, like 15-20 bucks a month or something like that. It's not really that much. So that way I can be able to trade here using the speed keys, and it will have actual data. It's not like I'll be trading OTCs anytime soon. PHUN is kind of making a bit of a interesting looking triangle thing in my uptrend. I don't know. We're gonna definitely just call it off for right now, just for a little bit. Get data on Interactive Brokers, and that should resolve this issue right here. Alright, it is 10:38 a.m. So that took much longer than what I expected. Just a bit of a complication because I have this thing here, delayed market data query for AMX SDK. I don't know what that is. I've tried a bunch of subscriptions to see what exactly is causing, not real-time quotes for NXTD, but with other stocks it seems to be working just fine. Like if I do AREC for example, it works just fine, and now I'm not gonna have any issues because it has data. I have like the cheapest level 1 data since I'm obviously paying for level 2 on E-Trade. I have level 1 except for one which I wasn't able to unsubscribe to. I think I'll just try again in a week, or maybe that one, once you subscribe to it, you're stuck with it for a month. So I'm gonna make sure that other one, the one level 2, I think it was like $16.50. I just don't need it because I have level 2 here with E-Trade Pro. So I don't know. So when it comes to stocks that I just have some kind of an issue with for whatever reason, NX, for example NXTD, I'll just go ahead and go to backup, and then I'll just place the order there, right? Hey, see, this shows the level 1. I don't know why is it delayed on. I don't know, it seems to have no problems here at the order entry, which is great. That's what I need. Then I can trade like that. 20 shares, what? I'm sure this needs to be configured, but yeah, so that's where I am right now. And I guess to summarize, NXTD, that little baby entry just to get in and just not be so worried about my first trade on the Interactive Brokers. I guess it would have worked at 54 to 160, but it didn't break past the 160 level. It got rejected. Then it started the downtrend, and I guess it started putting up higher lows all the way around here until it finally did break 160, made a nice move to 172. That's about all that it's done for today. PHUN has done absolutely nothing, if you ask me. Just absolutely nothing. Had a downtrend, hasn't really done much. It's kind of doing like what NXTD did. I've said it still hasn't really broken that 270 level, which means maybe it will, because NXTD did, and it's like a lagger. It could be. That could definitely be the case, but I would have had to have been in the 260s or something like that, or maybe 264 when I see an uptrend. So no setups. I might just call it off. It's already 10:40, but I know there are other stocks out there. I probably have to look at the chat and see what other stocks have been moving since. I'll take a little look around, but not a bad day to have this issue, because really NXTD and PHUN did not really provide any good opportunities that I really wanted, and I don't like these. I like first day, green day, stocks. I don't like these that are trading in the little puke looking range. So I'll keep looking, but that's all I got for right now. Okay, it is 10:54 a.m. I'm just not gonna trade any OTCs because I can't at the moment. I don't even have data for it. I learned that if I want to get data for OTCs, there's a level 1 and a level 2 option. The level 1 is $6, which is really nothing. NXTD, and I think it won't be as complicated as NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange stocks, AMEX stocks. I think it'll all be bundled together, all the OTCs into one package. It's not going to be divided. The only reason why I'm still looking here is because NXTD could make an uptrending inverse, not an inverse, I could make an uptrending head and shoulder. So if it makes a head and shoulders, shoulder, head, and then it makes a shoulder, but the dip before the shoulder is made, which could be here, or it might continue dropping, it's just higher than here, and it makes a higher shoulder, that might provide a buy opportunity, and then it could break this level at 180, maybe 185, or at least touch these levels potentially, and then a breakout over the day high. That would be impressive. 180 would be a level of resistance, but with all of that in mind and how Bitcoin is up today because of Elon Musk, for Tesla, it could make a very, 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 very nice breakout. That's the only thing I'm really looking for. There are plenty of stocks that break out 11, 12 a.m. In fact, it feels like most of them happen to do it. If it's not right at the market open or just a little after, breaking the pre-market high. So that's the only thing I got right now looking at. Later after the trading day and after I finish a whole bunch of other things, so I'll go back in the chat and see what stocks were mentioned. A lot of them are going to be OTCs, but the ones that are not, I'll definitely look at those. I mean, OTCs are doing very nice. They're definitely uptrending. A lot of OTCs are up huge, like DOPS, SING, SFIO, OZSC. A lot of them are breaking ranges. Like OZSC is breaking a very nice range right here. Let me bring this a little closer. It's cracking at 27 level now at 31. These are some very nice plays. I just can't trade them, unfortunately. They're very nice, but I'll just take it slowly, nice and easy. I've learned it the hard way. If you just try to rush things or go in panic mode, everything just seems to not be working. ALPP is doing pretty nice too because it broke this level here at 490 a few days ago. I'd probably be looking if I could trade OTCs, but when I can, I'll have no excuse. Okay, it's 11:05 a.m. It is happening, but not really the way that I thought it would. I just probably need to react more instead of predict. It is making that head and shoulder, shoulder head, and then the shoulder right here. It needs to make an uptrending shoulder. It has right here a dip in the 160s, another 170s. So if it were to drop, I mean, I wanted it to head towards the 65 level. When it did this right here, this drop, I wanted it to be lower at the 65 level support. That would have been a great buy opportunity, at least to mitigate my risk. 177 is right where it is right now, and it could just make a teeny weeny drop at 175 and then do a nice breakout. I could trade just a measly 100 shares, just to not be so scared. But if it does a breakout now, I'm pretty much out of it. I'll probably consider 100 shares just to get out of my fear. But if it breaks 180, I won't do it. I'll keep looking. Ideally, it would have dropped. I mean, it could still do it, but it might not anymore. Could have dropped just a little here to make a shoulder, because right now you could say it's still forming the shoulder, but it might just break right here too. Okay, it's 11:12. NXTD broke the 180 level. There were several large 130, 140,000 share sellers on the ask, and with a lot of volume here, it broke past it. Now it seems to be choking a little, although it might do a very nice uptrend from here. Just a bit sketchy, although I remember that other NXTD ascending triangle that worked out eventually. I'll probably just call off. The issue is that I've been waiting for this to make a shoulder for the head and shoulders. It looks like it might finally do it, but now it's kind of conflicting because it's also showing that it failed to break 180. Again, I might just throw a trade out there just to not be so worried about my first trade with Interactive Brokers. There have been a lot of people on the ask. I think I'm just gonna call it off for now. 11:13, do some work, and I'll make an update later in the afternoon to see what it ultimately did. I'm not gonna guess. I mean, it's making this head and shoulders the way I wanted it to, but I was probably too picky on how I wanted it to look. because this is what I wanted, an uptrending head and shoulders. The issue was that the shoulder was actually higher than the head here. It did do a nice drop here. I wanted it to be at 165 though, an uptrend from here, and then break 180 once it makes the shoulder, and then, you know, it does a nice uptrend. The issue is that it did it here, it broke 180, and now that it's under it, I mean, it could still go back above 180. It just looks, it's now conflicting because that's like a bearish thing. So I'll probably make an update later. If I had to guess, it's gonna work out. If I had to guess, but you know, that's just a guessing game. It can, or you know, it might fail, but I'll definitely provide an update. Okay, it's 12:49 a.m. So here's the thing, PHUN looks like it was gonna do you know, an intraday breakout, which it did. So it broke the 280 level, got the 287, fell back towards the 280, thought it could be maybe a confirmed breakout. Tried buying, not this one, because it said that, hey, this doesn't qualify for commission-free trading, and if you ask me, I think most of the stocks are going to charge commissions on Interactive Brokers. They just play by the asterisks, their whole free trading, which only means you can trade a few stocks, a few of the most popular ones, I guess. But PHUN, I tried buying around here at 280, and the issue was that it was taking too long to execute. I didn't know if this was because of the stock. It's a sketchy stock, so you know, there's something wrong with that, or if number two, the broker is just that slow, which I hope it's not that slow. So I canceled the order because it was taking too long to go through. It broke 280. In theory, sure, it could, you know, head towards the 76 or even here 78 and be an inexact confirmed breakout. If that's the case, I might consider buying again, but I'm probably just going to call it off. NXTD is at 166, so again, had this have dropped a little more, like at 165, this section right here, make a shoulder, a higher shoulder, maybe at 176, and then it downtrends a little bit, you know, then it would have a nice spike towards the 180 level, break it, and maybe even try to test the highs or break that as well. Because it kind of did it here on the third shoulder, it just wasn't good. It broke the whole theory with the head and shoulders, so that's why I didn't trade it, and that was, you know, good that I at least tried and thought about it. I guess I'll see here if it's going to do a confirmed breakout or not, but again, if it's a sketchy stock that doesn't execute orders quickly, I'm just not going to trade it. If it turns out to be an issue with my broker, if it's just slow, I might get rid of Interactive Brokers and I might go with TD Immediate Trade. Anyway, that's all I got for right now. I'm going to call it off. I guess I'll leave a update in the description if this turns out to be a nice confirmed breakout, which it seems like it could be. Either way, I'm going to call it off. Overall, a good trading day, just getting some things ready. I might have to do this with Interactive Brokers. You know, I might have to cancel and do TD Immediate Trade because at least there I can trade OTCs. In the meantime, this is where I am right now.